Hey team, this is Elizabeth here. Just wanted to take a second to share with you guys some of my basic steps that I actually do every time that I put out an invite either on Facebook or my business page, my life page, or my Instagram. So those are the three social media platforms that I post an invite, or even when I private message someone that I have seen is showing a lot of interest, whether it's in my clean week group or a free challenge that I'm hosting, I always make sure to follow the same steps. Now, obviously, over time, I've learned how to run things a little bit more smoothly for myself. You guys got to remember that working full time and building this business part time requires a ton of organization. So that is my first recommendation. You have to be organized in order for you to make this work for yourself. One, because you are going to overwhelm yourself with who are you messaging, who's responding, what are you recommending for them? Because every individual is, unique in their own ways. They have specific needs and wants out of this journey. So you always want to make sure that you have the client in mind. So being organized is very, very important. And this business has actually made me even more organized. I was very organized before this business, and that's just who I am, right? And so I've never struggled in that department. Now, the part that I struggle with is overthinking the process, overanalyzing it, not wanting to confuse my customers or my coaches or my challengers. So that in itself freezes me. It's called analysis paralysis. So if you have that, if you're like a perfectionist like me, which I know many of you are on my team, because that's how probably we relate because of that. And we're moms, and we're always trying to, make sure that things are always taken care of. So that obviously, carries over into being a business owner as well. And it's not a bad thing, okay? It's not a weakness, but it can paralyze us. So I wanted to share with you guys a couple of my steps that I take when I post an invite on any of my social medias, or whenever I, invite a person, a friend of mine that's been following me or that I send out an invite to. And so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you see that here. So the first thing that I do, you guys, when I make a post, an invite on my social media, I've shared this before, I've shared how to create a Google form. Guys, the best way to learn how to create a Google form is if you go on YouTube and you actually type in the Google search, how to create a Google form. And I love these Google forms because I get to add my questions that I want to know about the person interested in my challenge. And I don't have to spend an hour or two on Messenger or on email just trying to form them. I've already built a relationship with these individuals, most of them. Many of them are also my friends that follow me on Facebook or on Instagram. And there are some who I've never had any contact with, okay? So it's important for me to know, like, this information. What's the date, your name, your first name, your email, your phone number. And, if they have a coach, if they do have a coach, guys, make sure that you are super, considerate of this, because if their coach, you don't know who their coach is, and you know how much work it takes to build those relationships with others. So if they are working with a coach, make sure that you redirect them, because that's what you would want for you. And I've done that many times. For coaches on my team. Their own customers are wanting for me to help them. And for me, that's not what I do. I always redirect the customer back to the coach. And there are times where I even ask the coach, hey, are you still working the business? Because this person is, or I just say, because one of your customers is wanting help from me. I don't throw names out there. Okay, and I don't do that because I don't want to stir up any misunderstandings or hurt stuff. We're building an organization that's has integrity and honesty, and so I know right away what I need to do. So this allows me to see if they have a coach or not, and then I can continue the process. If right away says, yeah, I already have a coach, guess what? I am not going to step on anyone's toes. I'm going to redirect them end of discussion, and that's it. And then I ask my other questions. I did share a video on how to create this and what I put on my questionnaire, so go back and take a look at that YouTube video. And then when the person, fills out this form here, I then get responses, okay? I get responses, and as you guys can see, I have a ton of responses here. And I then can look through the responses, and the next step that I do is it tells me on here what's the best way to contact them. Is it a phone call, text, or email? And of course, I prefer to do all of my work through email or a phone call, and because that just keeps everything in one place. Messenger, I don't like to go back and forth in Messenger, or text, because on text, I delete my text and I won't be able to go back and take a look at that. So again, my first step is to post on social media my invite, and then I send them the link, or I even post my link on the invite for this, form here. And if I ask them to drop their email, they'll drop their email. You can go back to my Facebook and you can see my invites, and there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sometimes I get 10, 12 people who share their emails with me, and then I'm able to reach out to them through the email. And I just send them the email and I say, hey, thank you so much for your interest in my challenge. Please, before we can move on, please fill out this form. This way I get to know more about you and your health and fitness goals. And I send them the email with the link of this actual form. And then in the email I say, make sure you let me know that you filled out the form. I get their email, and then I'm able to look through the responses. And then from the responses, the next step is then to respond with whichever way works best for them, a phone call or email. And then I go over, their answers, like, okay, this is your goals, this is what you want, this is what I provide in my challenge. And I'm forming them. They've already given me all the information I need to give them a recommendation. I always give 2 or 3 recommendations of a program. And I'm going to show you here. I'll go to my Team Beachbody website, and I'll refresh my memory and say, okay, obviously we know that the annual all access is the way to go if they want a program online, and if they want access to all our Beachbody workout programs for 12 months. And I share that with them in the email after they send me their responses, because now I'm making the recommendation based on their needs. Guys, all these programs, they're tailored to different people, and you could see here: beginner, intermediate, advanced, express, abs. But again, think about what you've done as a challenger and as a coach. What workout programs have you done that you can now recommend? This is why it's so important to do a program, to be a part of a challenge group, and to actually follow the workout calendar, to follow the nutrition guide, because then you can give a recommendation. That is why I feel so confident in contacting others and inviting them to my challenge. I have gained confidence in making recommendations because I've done 18, 19, 20 programs, Beachbody programs, and I follow them. I follow the workout programs, I follow the nutrition. I'm not perfect, guys, okay? Yes, I'm learning as I'm going, but then guess what? Then I can make a recommendation for the people who are wanting to join my challenge. Now, if they have diabetes, or they have hypothyroidism, or PCOS, or any other health issues, you don't need to worry about that. Like, what you're recommending is a workout program and a nutrition plan, and what they need is the support to get back on track, to find a routine, to find a schedule that works best for them. The fact that they have diabetes and hypothyroidism or any other health issue is that you are able to use that when you're making a recommendation. Say, you'll be able to follow a nutrition plan based on what your doctor recommends, and I'm going to be your coach to guide you through these steps, right? So I want you guys to understand that part. When someone shares with you that they have a certain health issue, we are in no shape or form there to give them any like recommendations as far as, you know, the changes they need to make because of that. No, we actually help them through what they already have. Remember, as a coach, we're just guiding them. We're providing them the tools to start working out. We're providing them a system, and we're providing them peer support. That's what everyone needs: accountability, encouragement, recognition, and a system they can follow. Day one, day two, day three, and then so forth. And then they need the containers, because even if they know what they're supposed to eat, they don't know how much of it. Okay? If they're nursing moms, you guys take a look at Autumn Calabrese's programs. Clean Week is perfect because it's a portion, it's not portion control, but it guides them through just creating a meal plan and nutrition guide and so forth. So make sure that you're taking a look at these different packages and programs. Remember, the two things that I always share with you guys is two things you need to know as a coach. You need to know your products, and you need to know your customers' needs. You need to connect, or you should connect your customers with a product that fits them, not the other way around. Always know your programs and your customer needs. You don't have to be an expert, but think about it. If you continue to grow on your journey as a challenger first, you're going to do amazing at recommending programs. And that is where I feel that I have built my confidence as a coach, because I'm always a challenger first, and I always take a look at what should I do next. I ask myself, okay, Elizabeth, what do you want to do next? And so I look at the programs, I look at what I want, how I want to feel, what kind of program motivates me. I ask myself these questions. And of course, I know some of you, ask me for recommendations and feedback, and that is what I'm here for too. Not only as your business mentor, but also as your fitness coach. I will always be there to provide you the support and accountability that you need on your journey. And again, as always, the challenge groups, the peer support are important. If you're not a part of that, I don't think you can give that to others, or a part of a community where you're offering that, because you yourself are not extending that kind of support. So you definitely always want to make sure that you are making a recommendation based on their needs. So again, I take a look at this, I take a look at their responses, and then I send them an email. And I say, this is what I recommend. And then I go from there. And then the ball is now in their court. That's it. And I repeat the system. Now, I learn as I go. So if I know, okay, maybe I should have recommended this other program, I can make those changes. Well, when I have that phone conversation with this person after they make the purchase, if they got the annual access, then guess what? If they said, you know what, right now I'm going to have surgery, and I think it's going to be best if I do this program, we could easily make the change. And I always let them know that the annual all access, that's going to give them 12 months access. So if I see that they want to lose 30, 40, 50 pounds, you guys know that they need at least 6 months. To be realistic, we have to be very realistic with our customers. You cannot be there saying, oh, but what if they don't get Shakeology? What if they don't do this? That's not for us to decide. Our role is to help them do what they want. We make the recommendation. If they're not about taking Shakeology, then we make a different recommendation. Maybe they do a 3-day refresh, or they do the performance line, or they do Shakeology boost. Like, when they respond, they give you the responses on a Google form, or when you're forming them. If you have not taken the time to create this, I'm going to tell you, if you're super busy like I am, then you definitely want to make sure that you take the time to create a form for yourself, because this is going to help you with time management, with organization, and with learning about your potential clients, your customers, and hopefully maybe future coaches, right? So awesome stuff here, guys. Again, these are the steps that I take. Now, when they purchase, obviously, then I send them, a new email and congratulate them for joining. I wait 24 to 48 hours, and then I send them an email to welcome them, and I let them know what I'm able to do for them as a coach, right? So let's see if I have something here that I can share with you guys. Again, these are my emails, and I say welcome. I send them an email. I have my welcome email, welcome to Fuego Fit Nation, and I give them what you get. They get one. This email here, I share with them, like, this is what you get from me. This is who I am. This is what we're going to do. And then this is like their welcome email. And the next email is where I actually, provide them. Let's see if I have it here, which I do. And again, and I think you guys need to take the time to create something that works best for you. This is where I send them, okay, this is when you start. This is your calorie target. This is print out the challenge, Fuego Fit Challenge workbook. I give them a little bit of details about Beachbody On Demand membership, about the coach enrollment or the 25% savings. And then I attach the resources that I provide my customers, which is something that if you've been a challenger of mine in the last year or two, which all of you have an email like this. Go back and look for it and use it, or create one for yourself. And I really think that if you create one for yourself on your own, it's going to be more of you. Like, you're not going to want to follow this outline because it's not you. It's not you talking to them. It's not you. So again, you got to brand yourself, and it's important for you to be able to definitely connect your customers or your prospects to something that's going to work for them. So again, I hope this was helpful. I will continue to share more of my systems with you guys so that you can also duplicate it. Remember, you duplicate the system, not me. So you duplicate what works for you. You learn, and you tweak it, right? It doesn't have to be the same thing, but I know many of you always have questions about, how do I do this working full time and then also building this business part-time? And this is what I've done. This is how I've made this happen. Even though, I may be working from home, but that doesn't mean that I have the entire day to work on my business. And so I want you to see that I still follow these steps. I work on my business, sometimes, 4 hours, sometimes 12 hours. And it just depends on the day and what I have going on. So definitely wanted to share this with you. If you have any questions about this, please do not hesitate to ask. I am here to guide you and help you and mentor you, and most importantly, show you that this is possible. You can build this business working full time. There are many coaches in the network who are still working full time and building a very, very successful business full time or part time, whatever they want to call it. They most likely, they earn more money on this business, but they love teaching, or they love working in the hospitals, or they love being a police officer. So there are many coaches out there who remain at their full-time job or career, and they're building this business part-time because they love the community. They love the workouts. They have a belief in the mission and in the vision. And that's where I'm at. I have such huge belief and loyalty to this mission, and this is why I make the time, late at night to work on these systems, on these systems to keep me organized as a business owner, because I want to be successful, and I also want the same for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. You guys have a great day.